Bam! All right, hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of The Real Deal with Dan Smith. I think this is episode number 21. All right, it could be episode number 22. Not really sure. You'll have to check Facebook to see. If you're watching it on YouTube, the title will say. If you're watching this on Facebook after the recording is done, the title will say. But it's either episode number 21 or episode number 22. Just now realizing I forgot to do my, do not disturb on manual. So hopefully nobody calls me because that could screw things up. So I can do my best to have that not happen. Welcome everybody who's joining. So this week, just real quick, I'm going to recap. This is like the 60 seconds of football that Chris Bergman does, right, for ESPN, or he used to do. But it's going to be a little bit longer than 60 seconds. But I'm going to recap what exactly. Check this out. I got people walking by me right now, like doing a fishbowl thing. Like people are looking and they're eating lunch, and there's Dan being crazy over here on his Facebook Live. I'm like, what the is the matter with that kid? He's always doing weird stuff. So, going to do a recap of Inman, going to do a recap of JumpStart, going to give you the best ideas, speakerphone, I'm going to do the best ideas that I got from the two events and just share it with you real quick. Anybody who's at Inman, please type in what you got from it, what you thought was the best part about it right now too. Share that with everybody. Anybody who was at JumpStart, please type in right now the best that you got from it. Share that with everybody too. So let's not have it be just about me. You guys and the other viewers watching, maybe not now live, but later can actually be watching on the feed, and it'll show the comments coming through as they're watching the recorded version of this later, right? So share what you liked from one or both or either, depending on what you were at. So I'm going to go chronologically. I'm going to start from Inman. I got to go to CEO Connect, which was held a day before the real Inman got started, and had an excellent opportunity to network and meet some great people. Got to hear about what is going on from an economic standpoint and some cool stuff. But Sherry Chris, CEO of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, that was my biggest takeaway from the Inman CEO Connect, and she had 5 points that I'd like to share with you. She says, in order to be an effective leader, you have to be good and do 5 things, all right? And here they are. Number 1, you have to build a culture. Number 2, you have to be good at communication. Number 3, you have to be good at collaboration. Number 4, you have to be doing it for something more than yourself. It needs to be for the greater good, social good, helping others. All right. And number 5, you have to, digital door knocking from Laura. Great. Number 5 from Sherry Chris, you have to also never settle. You have to constantly be digging and fighting and scratching and clawing in order to make things better. If it ain't broke, why fix it? No, if it ain't broke, break it anyway and make it better. So those 5 things are what I got from CEO Connect. Laura Ford is on and she says, digital door knocking. We had the pleasure of having the fabulous Kendall Young at our retreat talking on day 2, and she talked to the audience about digital door knocking. So that was really cool. I agree, Laura. I got some great stuff from that. In fact, in a lot of my sessions I've been doing with people, we've been talking about how to quantify that and make it more of a reality in their schedules and what it means and how to track contacts and all that good stuff. All right, so then Inman started, and of course we kicked off with like the big headliner, Simon Sinek, who has written a lot of books, who's just recently written the book Eaters Eat Last, and so that was a fantastic. And if I don't have a copy of the book to hold up, but I do have a copy of the book. I've started reading it. I've shared it with a lot of you, and so if you have not had a chance to read that book, please go and read that book. It is awesome. I have more people walking by and looking at me now. All right, so, and then after Simon Sinek, we had some other great speakers. That afternoon, we had an opportunity to learn from Chelsea. If you have not followed Chelsea, I can't say her name right, but Pesky on Snapchat or what she does, she's also written a book, and she was absolutely fantastic talking about camera strategies, the top 10 camera strategies. So if you go to Inman and look at the speakers and you see Chelsea, absolutely fantastic. And then Katie Lance. Katie Lance was actually on stage, I think, over the 4 days, like a total of 4 times, sharing social media ideas and social media strategies. So if you've never heard of Katie Lance, it's katielance.com. Check this out. I do not know what is going on out here, but everyone's like bent down and looking. Either a dog, a squirrel, or a kid. I'm not sure. All right, so katielance.com. Go there. And she has posted most of her slides from the event on her website. She's also done a recap. I was interviewed for the recap, so that's cool. So Katie Lance was really fantastic from Inman as well. And then Jay O'Brien when you get a chance, if you're an Inman subscriber, when you get a chance, make sure you look up Jay O'Brien and watch what he had to say. It was really about value and about adding value to your clients. That was really good. And then, of course, probably one of the coolest ones, because I just had an opportunity to meet her before she went on stage, as just happenstance worked out. And her name is Katie. And so if you get a chance, she's going to be on as well. And she's going to, she'll be on the Inman. You can watch her interview on Inman when they start releasing the videos. Just absolutely incredible how she talks about her story and about the neighbors, not the neighbors, her story and just bringing value to her database and what she went through and how she's just become of tremendous value to her to her city, as a matter of fact. So, and I also learned this: if you're not a subscriber to Inman, it's like being a stockbroker and not reading the Wall Street Journal. Like, why would you possibly be in real estate and not be paying attention to the Inman news? It's like news for the industry, and it's the primary information source for news for the industry. I mean, I write for Inman, I get it, so maybe I'm biased, but the stuff that I write is kind of like bullshit. It's just like fluff, right? It's fun stuff, and it's humorous, and it'll make you laugh, and it has a good point. But man, they got like the down and dirty news that's happening in the industry with disruption and innovation too. So you should be like listening and reading all about that. So that's like in a nutshell what I got from Inman. Now, what did I get from the JumpStart? The JumpStart was like my own little like mini Inman. That was like 2 days, right? Instead of 4,000 people, we had a couple hundred people. Instead of like 400 speakers, we had like 30 speakers. Instead of 5 days, it was only 2 days. And so we had some great content. I just shared that Kendall Young shared digital door knocking. Anybody else who was at the JumpStart, anybody else who was at Inman, please right now type in what you got out of it. And if you haven't yet already, down there in that little button right down there, hit the share button. So tell me what you got out of those things. From JumpStart, Kendall Young, digital door knocking, awesome. From Jeff Quinton, talking about controlling your morning and the money is in massive lead follow-up, right? Get started now, Lee Arnold, you're right. Just like stop procrastinating, right? Just get shit done. Just start now. Might be wrong, might be backwards. You might not do it the way it's supposed to be. Might not be perfect, but just get it going, right? So that's something that I learned. And Lee, it was great meeting you in New York. We'd never met before, so I was thankful that we got an opportunity to meet in New York. So Jeff Quinton talked about controlling your morning schedule and talked about massive lead follow-up. That's where the money was. Kayla Laos talked about the power of video marketing, right? Bradley Pounds talked about the importance of hiring the right people and surrounding yourself with the right people, because you get the wrong people around you and on your team, and what a mess and a nightmare that makes. Idalina Kirkness talked about LinkedIn and what she got, how to use LinkedIn more effectively. We're so caught up in using Facebook. And it is an awesome tool, by the way. That's right, we met at the Zillow party, Lee Arnold. It is an awesome tool, Facebook. It's like the best tool, don't get me wrong, but there are other tools, and LinkedIn is one that we leave apart. And so hearing what Idalina had to say about LinkedIn, hearing from the panels, be it the lead generation panels with Frank Del Rio, Frank Lopez, and Jesse Morfin, or hearing from the luxury panels with Amy Long and Melody Smith and Sam Real, right? And like, man, was it crazy, the stuff that he talked about, like an $80 million listing coming up with like a Shark Tank? Like, how crazy was that, right? And his ideas for marketing and his budgets and how it works. I think a lot of people got a better understanding. Angie and Ed Wright and Jordan Bennett talking about how they have built teams and how to build a successful team, right? All that good stuff. So, lots of good content. Lots of good opportunities for you guys and gals. Here's what I'm going to suggest. Make sure you get to Inman, San Francisco. I know it's a little bit of a trip and it might cost a little bit of money, but I'm telling you what it could do for your business, the money it could make you is like immense. It's enormous. And if you're not going to go to that, you got to get involved in something. For those of you who are going to be, who are on the West Coast, and Lee, I know that's you in San Diego, I think, right? For those of you who are on the West Coast, I've literally just set up a Facebook page, and it's called like a Facebook group, and that group is called something. I think it's called West Coast Inman Peeps. West Coast Inman Peeps. Lee, I will try to remember to add you, but if you go there and look, everybody who's watching this, West Coast Inman Peeps. And if you're an Inman Peep and you do Inman and you don't want to wait until San Francisco, I'm making this group that we can all talk and figure out how to get, there you go, City of Carlsbad. I like it, Lee. So you're close. We can get together and like brainstorm and mastermind, even maybe have some like those little regional mastermind meetings, all of us who are in a certain area. So I've started that first group, and it is the West Coast Inman Peeps. So get involved if you are an Inman Peep, or if you want to be an Inman Peep. Join that group. It is open. It is available for you to get involved. Lee, I will try to remember to add you to it later on. So, hey, anybody else have anything else to share? You know, Matt, Armand, I'm seeing these other names come up. Real quick, please, type for the listeners, for the watchers, whatever you want to call it here. What was the number one takeaway you got from the Jumpstart? Or Lee, you already shared yours from Inman. I appreciate that. Anybody else, what were your takeaways? I've shared some of my takeaways. Here are my big 3 takeaways. You've got to just do it. All right. So if I put them all into like a general box and say, what did I really take away from the 3 things? You've got to just do it. You can't wait for it to be perfect. You guys know I fuck up these things on live all the time, right? I cuss like I'm not supposed to on live all the time. And I get them wrong, and sometimes my camera screens, and sometimes it dies on me. And that's just how it works. It's not perfect. But you just got to start, and you get better, and you fail along the way, and you get better, and you get better, and you get better. So that's number 1 thing that I got. Just freaking start. Okay. And the second thing I got out of it was, you know, the internet, it's not a fad. You've got to figure out how to use it more effectively. It's constantly changing. It's constantly getting better. It's constantly becoming more important. All right? You've got to figure out how to use it more effectively, because there is some money there for you. The third thing is, because the internet is so prevalent, because there's so much stuff going on the internet now, I think some personal connection is being lost, and there's a real opportunity for agents to make some face-to-face, belly-to-belly conversations and actually get something out of it and get some traction as a result of it. So even though the internet is very important and you need to start getting better at it, and I call it the internet like it's this unknown thing, right? But you know, social media and posting and hashtagging and driving traffic and using funnels and all that, you know what you also have to do? You also need to keep doing the belly-to-belly, face-to-face, because it's going away. People are relying on technology so much now. I think if you actually like make contact, that's going to set yourself apart. Build that relationship, okay? John, the new things like video, Facebook, LinkedIn that you don't mean to do in the old school real estate. You know, you got to find that blend between old school and new school. That's what I got from it. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I try to keep these under 10 minutes. We're right at about 13 minutes actually, so I went long. Hey, if you're a West Coaster, you consider yourself on the West Coast side of the country. That might not be just the coastline, right? Join the new Facebook group that I've set up. Otherwise, next week, same place, same time, The Real Deal with yours truly, Dan Smith. I'll be here at noon Pacific Standard Time. I'll see you all then. Thank you for watching. Please share this. Please tell your friends. Help me grow this audience. I will talk to you later.